jail. And of course, you no longer have the idea of a sitting president. This is not a federal charge or a federal case. This could have extraordinary consequences that are very wide-reaching. And if they're coordinating, if they're making it known they're investigating, I suspect there is a way to follow this thread to something very meaningful.
So the allegation hanging over this from the beginning has been that, in effect, Trump and the business were playing a double game, right? Inflating assets to get loans, deflating income to avoid tax liability. I just wonder, typically, does that kind of behavior lead to criminal prosecution or more likely in practice to lead to tax penalties?
It's often in tax penalty, which is why you're talking about the elevation now to say it's not purely a civil matter any longer. Well, now you're talking about the intentional conduct, criminal conduct, not the idea of bureaucratic paper pushing, trying to secure the finances and the ability to get taxable income on what was depreciated or what you were able to have forgiven as debt. When it elevates the criminal context, you're talking about behavior that's far more nefarious. And we treat our criminal section versus our civil sections in our justice system differently, not because we don't value above board behavior, but because the penalties at stake are one, liberty, and the other, actually a check being written. To combine these two raises the stakes for the attorneys, and to combine it from not only the AG's office in New York, but also in Manhattan, says that this is something that is far more expansive, and there is some indication, if they're talking about criminal investigations, some indication that it merits there to be a penalty of the deprivation of liberty as well.
Wow. Laura, it's interesting that the New York Attorney General's office didn't explain, A, what prompted the change, why now, and why they released it publicly. They don't have to do that. What do you think?
They don't have to do that. But the idea of saying, hey, we've now informed them, from that, sort of very terse actual explanation, they didn't say when they informed the Trump Organization. They didn't inform them as to how long they've known about this. But the idea that it's no longer purely civil is one that they have now made publicly known. And you have to wonder, if you're doing that, are you putting people on notice who might be potential witnesses? We know that Eric Trump has already at some point, as part of one of these investigations, been interviewed, others as well. And so are you putting people on notice who might want to come forward in some way as a cooperator? Are you trying to essentially set a shot across the bow? They've got a lot of leverage already by virtue of this being a prosecution from two separate offices against somebody who is not shielded by his office in any way, even at the state level. So I do wonder, why now? What has come to light? And why the coordination, which can be quite rare between these two offices?
Yeah, and you read my mind there, Laura. I was thinking cooperation witnesses, right? Could that happen here? Laura Coates, thanks so much.